Welcome to the Grove, my newest Rust base design, and it quickly became one of my all-time favorites as it covers everything I would like to have in a wipe. It features a strong 2-3 wall quality of life open core that makes loot access clean and efficient, a starter bunker to keep you safe in the early game and hosts a lot of storage space, a solid early game shooting floor angles that will help you win all of your early game raids. With a perfect seawall compound, it will make it a struggle for raiders to get past. A simple, clean and functional roof layout with all of your angles and peaks you will need. And lastly, a shooting floor that dominates every angle. This base is a dream for defenders to live in and a nightmare for raiders to raid. Okay, boys and girls, with no further ado, let's get into the tour of the Grove. Starting at one of our two external TCs, we can open it just like this. By breaking this twig, we can disconnect our external TC, and if we place the twig back, we can reconnect it just like so. Going into one of our two external gatehouses, we have some very nice visibility here and a pretty good airlock to stop any door campers. Coming over here, we have some very nice Victoriya peaks that see out of your base, giving you some great breach peaks and into your seawall. Coming into our compound, we have some reverse waterfalls going up to our shooting floor, and we have some great turret angles here that hold our entire compound very nice, and no grubs are going to be getting to your furnaces. Coming over here, we can showcase our seawall, where raiders cannot get into here. They cannot get through the gap, and they are not going to be able to jump over this, making it a very hard time for raiders to get past your seawall. Heading over here, we can showcase our reverse waterfall for quick mobility up to our shooting floor, which is very nice, and we even have some shotgun traps to hold this very nicely. I'll showcase more of that later, but for now we're going to keep going around the compound. Coming over through here, this is a very nice funnel area where you can throw down some shotgun traps. Coming into here, we have one of our two compound outposts with 2 beds and 1 locker in each of them, with some very nice Victoriya peaks, seeing all of the angles in our compound. Our compound is 4 auto turrets in total, and they hold absolutely every angle you're going to need, and they are amazing auto turrets. Now heading on into our base, we can come up through this jump up, but quickly just want to say I'm my own Discord with a nice building community, all there to help each other improve and have a good time. So if at any point in the video you have problems with the base, you can ask for help there or in the video comments. We also offer some services such as coaching, bases, thumbnails, and cinematics. So if you like what I do or you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description. We have some great breach peaks into our compound on each side. Heading into our base, we can see some nice ankle biters into our main loot area. Going through this pretty decent G-door path, we can come up and we can enter our beautiful open core, which has 22 boxes of storage and is held by 4 auto turrets. This open core is 2 walls to get to from every angle of the base, so it's going to cost the raiders a ton to breach into this area. Coming over here, we have one of our 2 early game shooting floor angles. We have some absolutely amazing breach peaks going out of your base, giving you some great angles to kill any raiders early on to win all of your early game raids. Heading up the mobility to our 3rd floor, we can go into our bedroom floor, but we'll first go into our shooting floor. Our shooting floor has absolutely amazing angles, and we'll run through them really quickly. On either side, you have some great downwards angles, wide gaps that go straight into your furnace hole and out of your compound a bit, giving you all the angles you're going to need. You have a little heli peak if you take off this window, and this protects you from anybody in the raid bases. And you got very nice Pachuca peaks out here shooting down at anybody outside on each side of your base over here and also over here. We have our shooting floor segmented, so if we lose one, we still have the other part of it. Also on our shooting floor, we can stash a locker right there, and we have some great retakes into our open core like this. This is optional if you're worried that anybody will use this against you, but you should not be sitting in your open core when you're being raided, so it shouldn't even matter if a raider is here. It gives you very good retakes though, so you can climb up the reverse waterfalls and retake your open core to any raiders in there. Coming up through here, we are going to go into our bedroom floor, dash retake floor, where we have some great turrets that shoot straight through, and you have your own amazing angles. You have in total 4 beds and 2 lockers on this floor, giving you all of the respawns you're gonna need. We have some ankle biter roof retakes on each side, 2 roof mobility jump ups. Heading up here, we have some nice retakes onto our roof, and we can go through this airlock here, which has some great vision onto any pesky raiders. And we can head through this airlock and get onto our roof. The roof design is very cozy and simple. We have 2 sections on each side, which offer all of the peaks you're going to need. Chico peak, very nice Broodless peak, and coming over here, you have this little wide gap segment that offers super nice downwards angles to anybody down and below in your compound. And same thing on this side, a Pachuca peak and Broodless peak. That mirrors on the other side as well. Coming over here, we have some more downwards angles here, and little vision to wave at anybody out there, and another downwards angle over here. That is the entire base. I hope you guys liked it. I put a lot of time into this video and base, so if you guys enjoy, please hit a sub and a like, and with no further ado, let's get into the build tutorial. Alrighty, with no further ado, let's get into the tutorial of how to build the base. There's no freehand, so it'll be very simple and easy to build. And I'm not going to be upgrading anything to something special, so just upgrade I would like to on your wipes and everything. I'm not going to be upgrading, like, don't follow my upgrade order. Anyways, let's get into the tutorial of how to build the base. We can just start by making a basic 1x1. Make sure you do 2 half walls to the left, or you will not have your bunker working good. And then we can seal all of this in down here. Our roof, and then put a door on just like so. Back in here, we can throw our I can't speak, I apologize. We can throw our tool cupboard right back there, and then we can throw down some boxes along the edges just like this. If you just hold shift, it makes it super easy to place them. And back here, we're going to place a small box. With that, we're going to expand out of here, so go triangle square, just like this. And then seal all of this in. You're going to want to do this as soon as you want, possibly instantly if you have the resources to do it. And we'll just seal all of this in very nicely and put a double door on the front. After that, we can break that and then seal this in with some garage doors once you get them. And then we can put our workbench right there and fill this whole back wall off with furnaces. And then spam a few bags to spawn in your teammates. And that is basically the starter. Whatever you do not upgrade this. And just have that twig there, never upgrade it too soon. Anyway, just continue out from the starter. We're going to want to go triangle, triangle right here, sealing this bit in. And we will put a door right there. Then we can go triangle, triangle, square. Square, triangle, square, coming off of here. And then just wall all of this in back here. And then have that sitting through there. Roof in all of this, and now we have this very nice, just like so. And we can slam 4 boxes back in here.
Coming down into here, this is how I like to decorate it in here. Just put some boxes here, nice like this, and then this is what we did earlier. But now we're going to come out of our starter and put 2 half walls over the roof, just like so. And if you need, early on, you can throw yourself a jump up somewhere right here and just throw a roof like that for a early game jump up. Coming up here though, we will upgrade all of this. Put a frame coming through here. And on this side, we are going to do a window. On this side, we will do a window. So there's 2 windows on each side. And once you get them, put some vertical embrasures, just like so. And then we can do a half wall right here as well. So one side half walls, and then one side windows. At this moment, I'm going to turn on symmetry now. So I'm going to do /center in the chat on Rusticated, and now the base is going to be centered. I switch to rotation, and if I place a wall here, it will be on the other side. So I'm going to wall all of this in, just like this. I will put a triangle on the roof there, and a triangle down here as well. Upgrading both of these. Coming down here, we will do a quick 4 box placement. And just like that. 2 boxes on the second one. And then wall in these roofs here. And then basically just go ahead and do this. On this top one here, I like to do 2 boxes, and you can, if you place them correctly, you can fit a 3rd one snug on the top, just like that. And then we can place some doors right over here. And we can seal this area in, so nobody can get into here now. So our starter is a bit expanded, but we need to expand it a lot more. So let's add this honeycomb down here on this bottom layer. And coming here, let's make our jump up now. So 2 half walls on each side and windows. And then a frame going through with this going towards your base. I don't know why that happened. Let me just try and fix it. Okay. And a, ramp going towards your base. You can upgrade this to rootless shipping container. It doesn't matter. Upgrade all of this. Put a window there. And don't put a floor on top. You're going to want a doorway over here. And then put half wall on top. Or half wall is all around actually. And then seal it off. Well, do half walls there. Frame through like this. And then seal it up just like this with 2 roofs coming across. And then that is that for now. Let's make the quick run around coming across here. With this part being honeycomb and this part being a jump up. We can upgrade all of this nicely, and then this section here, do a half wall and a window, and then close this off right here. And put a G door right there. And then coming around here, let's do a 4. Let's do a single door here, if we can place it somehow. So if you're having trouble placing this door right there, just come down here and you can place it nice and easy from the bottom. Now coming over here, we're going to want to window all of this off, giving you a little early game shooting 4 angles. And for now, you can just glass this one off, and then you can put some horizontal peaks on these sides, just like so. And then seal in this area's roof just like this. And now pretty much most of your base is done. You're still going to be living out of your starter though. But your base is done and looking very nice. And now we are going to want to expand out from the base and do our compound outposts. So let's get on with that. Quickly though, you're going to want to make sure you place the doors. And we can do some angles coming in like that. Our base is pretty weak though, so let's throw down some honeycomb. Some right there, and then some right over here. And then we can floor coming back in with a ramp like that. And you can honeycomb the second layer as well. Doing this will give you a very nice angle out here to kill anybody outside of your base very easily. Okay, let's now make the compound outpost. So coming off here, let's go square, square, coming out. Triangle there, and then the square, triangle, triangle, square. Just like this. And then we can put a triangle off of here. Upgrade all of this. Half walls on the inside. And then a 12 wall half wall right here. On each side. Then we're going to want to wall this in. Put a half wall on top. And then do a floor, window, window, and doorway. And over here, we're going to make our Pachuca peaks. With our Pachuca peaks made, we're going to place all of these here. Give them all some chain link fences. Same on this other side. There is a slight problem though. If you place these first, you won't be able to place the beds. So come in here, nicely place your locker down. And then you can place your beds cozy in the back, just like this, and then place these later. And then so your Pachuca peaks down there, and this compound outpost section is pretty much finished. We can throw down some auto turrets as well though. And then we can roof in this entire section. And just like so, giving some very nice turret angles early game. And to reconnect it, let's put a frame here, and then this ramp facing back towards the main angle. And we can destroy these windows here and place one vertical just like so. That will work very nicely, and your base should be looking something like this, pretty nice and finished so far. After your base is looking something like this, we're going to want to expand a tiny bit up here. So we're going to do a door right here. So you can listen. Fill this off with double doors, just like so. Put all this area in. Fill it up with some single doors and a garage door there. And then coming out of these ramp parts, because we don't want raiders to be using this, I recommend doing this even earlier than I'm doing now. Seal off this area here. And then we can make this coming in just like so. And sealing this area in, we'll place a auto turret in the back right here. And we can place some chain link fence here. But we're sealing in this area so raiders can't be using it against us, and our open core is pretty much nice, done and finished. Very nice. And from out of here, we're going to now expand to our wide gaps. Coming here, we're first going to add some honeycomb on this area. So it honeycombs our... We want it to honeycomb our open core as well. So we're just going to make all this honeycomb and simply build it up. But on these top parts here... Sorry for that. On these top parts here, we're going to do half walls and low walls, just like so. And we're going to seal this area in, and you should be looking something like this. And then coming from here, we're going to do triangle, square, triangle, just like that. And then 2 squares out, 1, 2, and cap it off with a triangle. And then come back in. And you should have something like that. It's a basic wide gap, and yep, it's just 2 triangles, 2 squares out, cap off with the triangle, then you come back in with triangles. You can upgrade this here. And we're just going to focus on the external module for now. Adding this here. Then this will be our gatehouse. And then we're going to go 4 out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then make your external right here. And then we can put our tool cupboard in the back spot right there. And right here we're going to do half wall is just like that. And then here we can put our freehand peak. So just try and... You can do a normal external if you want without freehand, but I really recommend to train and learn to do them. as it's super easy to get down. You just have to think about it. Here's a little tip. When you're placing a freehand, one side is connecting while the other side is not, and then you just replicate that in a much smaller form. They did make it more hard to do recently, but it's still pretty easy. It needs to be between 77 and 79% stability, so that one is 70, so it will not work. So let's replace that. Now it's 79. Let's check there's no major gaps on here. That is all good. Then we go triangle, triangle, square, triangle, just like this. Then triangle, square, triangle, coming back in, just like so. You can upgrade this up and open our external. Could be looking something like this. And raiders would be able to splash it here, so we want to do a frame right here to fully make your twig safe and no raiders can shoot it now. Coming here, let's do a window with 2 doorways, just like this, and a double door coming out from here. This will be stopping any raiders, any grubs from going deeper into your airlocks. And then we can reconnect this over here, just like so. And just like that. And now coming here, we can place 2 windows. And I like to do low walls out here to give myself some breach peaks on my gatehouses. Some half walls in the back. Because let's be honest, we're not going to be shooting right here out of our gatehouses. And then we do some low walls over here, and just like that. Do some walls up here with some half walls, roofing all of this in. And then we'll place our auto turret up here. And then we can floor this areas in just like this. And then place a double door coming out facing us. And then coming into our gatehouse, this is how I like to do it, using a planter here, because it gives much better angles, actually letting you fully see their bodies. But if you don't want to do that, it's fully understandable as it takes up 1 tarp to make, so that will be 100 cloth pretty much in total per gatehouse, but you should be chilling. If you want to do that, is what I like to do. We'll add this here with a chain link fence, just like this. And then coming from here, I'm going to do triangle, square, triangle, triangle, just like that. So you can see has a little cap off over here. And we'll just upgrade both of those. Same thing over here, triangle, square, triangle, triangle. And then we can upgrade both of these and cap them off just like that. On here, we're going to just do 2 half walls. And then 2 frames right on top to create our seawall. And raiders are going to be able to run through here. Oh, like that. So we need to add a frame right here. Just make it any stone, anything. Raiders will not be able to get through here at all. Now coming through here, we're going to want to add our walls to our compound. So let's do one facing out like this. Going pretty much straight out. One coming over like this. Again straight out. Then one going fully back in, just like so right over here. You can make this even closer if you don't want to give them any angle, which is probably better, because right now there'll be something happening here which you don't want, especially with bad terrain. So you can make this a wall going even more in over there. To do that, let's just go 1. Do you like change how deep in it goes? You just want to tilt this in more. Another one like this, and then we can just make it going in right here. Just like so, like that. And this will give you a much smaller breach peak, but still very nice and very good. But closing up any angles any raiders have to see into your compound. Going into here, we can place our large furnace. We have plenty of room. And we can just place that all the way to the max height so you can nicely loot it efficiently and stuff like that. That is our seawall compound module, and we're going to repeat it on this side as well. So 2 half walls right over here. Let's quickly fly through this. Place your chain link fences on top, and then we'll go through our high walls. 1 high wall, 2 high wall, 3 high wall. That would work, but as I said, I like closing it in more, so we'll place it a little bit more snug like that. And I'm placing it here, not giving them any leaks into your compound. And then we can place our furnace right up here like that. Now let's do the metal barricades. Taking them, we'll just make some additional twig to place them. We can place them here, just like so. I like to have them more hanging off the corner though, so nobody can really ladder up and try and jump over them. So like this. Very nice. And then on here, same thing pretty much. I place half walls because it stops them from being able to jump past. And then we can place 2 barricades just like that. That's our compound. Very nice. Works great with the metal barricades. And now we're going to build up our wide gaps. So coming from here, we're going to upgrade this. Gonna put it like that. If you want some mobility to get out of here, you can place a furnace or something like that. Then coming here, we'll build up these frames very nicely. And then we can do 2 half walls up here, just like that. With a frame on this side and a floor over here. We can take our ladder hatch, place it coming down like this, and taking some netting, we can make the mobility going straight up. And we can place a little cheeky shotgun trap here to hold people trying to climb up this right there. And then coming down into our furnace or compound, we can place some nice shotgun traps here as well, which I forgot to mention. These are very deadly and very good. If you want to place some here to stop people from doing stuff, you can do loads of different shotgun trap angles in this compound. They all work great. Coming from here then, I'll place 2 windows on this. We can upgrade this now. And now we have our peak coming back into here. Very nice. I like to upgrade all of this top parts of the stone. And you can even do the second parts as well if you would like to, if you have the resources. And then we're just going to build up our wide gaps now. You're gonna have something like this on each side of your base there, some little wide gap, just like so. And then we can add our additional roofs over here, like this. And don't put the frame, the square coming from there, have it coming from the base. Personally, I find it much better, giving me a beautiful angle down to the compound right there. And to do that on here, let's just build up this honeycomb as well, and then make the square coming from there. If you're doing the square coming from there, you need to have this metal here, so it can't easily be destroyed. Coming from here, we're just going to keep upgrading everything. You want all of your shooting stuff, ideally to be metal. And we can just make our full shooting floor part coming from here, and just like so. Coming into our shooting floor, let's get these peaks going now. So coming down from here, we're going to place 2 frames down here. You can make them wooden or stone. That is up to you. And place some frames on top of them right here to give you a little picture peak, and let's add some low walls on top of them. In here, let's place a altar box coming across, just like so. Giving nice peaks on both of them. And then here, I like to window this off with a little heli peak, so you pick up the window when heli is here. You can place 2 things on this side, like this. Coming down here, we're going to take this up 2 stories like this. And then we can make a little picture peak right there as well. Same thing on the other side. So now you should have both of your wide gaps done on each side, but we need to build out our bedroom floor. So coming over here, let's seal all of this in. And we can put, I very much apologize. So if you're at this part, you can either try and soft side this wall here, which isn't too great. But if you're at this part and you already did this and you're not on a building server, you can just do a frame here, have the entrance coming in through here. But if you are on a building server and you're still learning this, or for next time, and I didn't mess and from a mess up, just place it like this coming through here. But if it is messed up because you're on an actual server, I apologize, and just place it like this. Coming here, let's seal this area in. And this should be our bedroom area. So putting a locker here. We'll do this, and then putting our beds just like so. We can put a garage door right there. Coming through here, we're going to want to make our mobility to roof, so let's cover this in half walls. You want to leave like one open though. If you want to do this next thing, where you put a frame through right here, a ramp through just like this, and then you'll have to come from the outside here and get yourself out a grill. This is very optional. You do not need to do this at all, but it makes your mobility and stuff better. So if you want to place a grill there, it might make it a bit nicer for you. Placing a grill there simply makes this area nice to walk on. You can place this here with a garage door right there, and then some retakes right over here, and then that right there. We should have something going like this, very nice, and it will let us go to our roof super easily. And then down here we have our locker set up, and we have our airlock to our shooting floor. All is good, and it should be looking something like this. Base is good so far. You got your retake back into there, and your whole base should ideally be looking something like this so far. Okay, coming from our roof now, you'll probably ideally want to metal all of this up because of MLRS rockets. You do not want to be getting your roof absolutely pummeled. And then coming through here, we're going to do some half walls here with a low wall, just like so. Put a floor on top, just like this, and we can put a window there. And if you want, you can put a ramp to cover you a bit better, but this is optional because it will destroy your vision a bit as well. We can place this going over here with a double door coming out into a airlock right here, and then a window both of these off, just like so. And put some embrasures here, and then a windows just like that. Then don't forget to place some single doors coming out of here. Our roof should have our airlocks coming out of them, and then let's finish it up. So coming out here, we're going to place 2 frames, just like that, with then 2 ramps right over here, and then you can do walls coming up here, and then roof this off just like so. From here, we are going to do half wall thingamabobber, and place a brutalist ramp facing that. And the same thing over here. And then if you want to, we can do half wall like this. Then we do another frame here, giving it another Pacheco peak on this roof here, so you can shoot to the other side. And take your embrasures and put them like that. And same thing on this side over here. Placing it down these can be a bit of a hassle, but they're always placeable, so don't worry about it. But this should all be sealed in now, looking very good, giving this fantastic downwards angle. And then coming back over here, we're going to work on this part here. So I like to place a window here, very nice and simple. And then here I do floor and a floor right over there, and then you can floor this area in right above it. Coming up here, we can do a want to get some stability. What you can also do if you want is put a wall over here, just like this, and to keep these alive more, and you can place this with some frames going up, and these will always keep this held up very nicely. If you want, you can do the same thing over here. Pole here, giving more protection for your base. And then just go half walls just like this. We should have that. Also makes the base look a lot nicer, so that's something nice you can do. Moving over here, we'll get some of our turrets done. So you can place some frames just like this. And then half wall in this area, just like so. And then we can place... You don't need chain link actually, like at all. There's no need for it. And then we can do this floor coming here. I don't know why that's not placing there. Then we can half wall in this section here and grab yourself a windmill and place that snug right over there. Thing should be looking something like this, and then coming over here we can place some turrets to this side. There's probably better turret placements to the roof if you guys want to experiment, There's a lot of different things you can run on this base that could be more ideal, a bit more better. So I'll leave that up to you guys to experiment and try and find out. Doing this will close off that section there, giving a very nice roof. And let's place some squares coming off of here. Going to do triangles or squares, it's up to you. And squares going off of there will make it harder for raiders to shoot over. And that is pretty much the entire base. I don't think I missed out on anything. And if you guys made it this far, I much appreciate it. It means everything to me. And that is a base design. Upgrade it how you want it. And let's go. I hope it serves you guys well in a wipe.